Well, hello. It looks like we are live, and we're going to start this comeback yoga class here in about 7 minutes or so. My name is Tonya. If you are new to comeback yoga, we are going to be doing some yoga here in about 7 minutes. So just go ahead and have a seat or whatever, get your chores done before we get started. But you will need a yoga mat if you have one. And but I'll explain more in about 5 minutes what we're going to be doing today. So go ahead and get comfortable or do what you need to do, and I'll share a little reading with you. Yoga isn't just a muscular effort, it is more about taking one's attention and letting it flow throughout the whole net of our body. Every fiber, every cell becomes a part of the mind, or realized or remembered as part of the mind. David Kennedy, a body worker who deepened my understanding of our physicality, introduced me to the idea of the body as a single organism, enveloped from head to toe with fascia, pliable bands of connective tissue that separate or bind together muscles, organs, and other soft structures. Thus, we begin to see our yoga in a new light as a level of awareness that we bring to bear on the ubiquitous whole of this fibrous net. BKS Iyengar asks, where does our body end and our mind begin? Where does the mind end and our spirit begin? They cannot be divided as they are interrelated and but different aspects of the same all pervading divine awareness. Steady and relaxed, we breathe into the whole, mind, body, spirit in alignment. So I see someone's just joined live. If you are joining live and would like to or have the ability to type in a chat, say hello, let me know might be um, what you might be needing today. Let's say you have a sore neck or shoulders or anything like that. Love to make this class just for you. Well, I've got top of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Tanya. This is a comeback yoga all levels class. Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization based out of Denver, Colorado. We serve veterans, active duty military, and your support team. It's truly an honor to be here with you today to offer you practices for physical health, mental health, overall wellness. We teach breathing exercises that can help regulate your nervous system. We teach movement that can help you feel better in your body. And we also teach meditation practices that can also help with your nervous system and your mental health as well. So, if you have any questions, you're here live, would like to ask a question or make a request, please type in the chat. Otherwise, this all levels class today is about 45 minutes long. We'll be here on this YouTube platform, wherever you are from around the world. We're practicing today for 45 minutes, starting out with a little bit of joint warm up, then working to some standing postures that are pretty traditional in yoga, and then moving down to some longer stretches um, for the latter part of the class. If you have a yoga mat, you'll want to grab that. You don't need one necessarily, but it does help to keep your feet from slipping on the floor. Sometimes, if even carpet can be a little slippery. Um, if you have a blanket or a pillow, you might want to have that as well. I use that for sitting on, and sometimes we'll use it for under our head or under our back when we're on the ground. Additionally, if you have, let's say, yoga blocks or anything else like that, it could be a stool or something to help support you in some of our practices or our postures. Remember to do what you can and start where you are and work with what you've got. Meaning, if you have never practiced yoga before, then just I'll show you some variations of some postures that might support you and hopefully provide you with some good instruction that can support you. If you are experienced and want to make the class more challenging for yourself, then do so by maybe going lower in the posture or deepening the posture, that kind of thing, going more into the posture. Um, Get familiar with your own surroundings. Hopefully, you're in a secure location. And also, my surroundings here, referring to this side of the room as the floor plant, this side of the room as the table plant. So, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. Otherwise, we will go ahead and get started. We're going to start in a seated position. So I'm sitting on a pillow. You could also be sitting on a blanket, and you're going to sit in any way you like. I'm crossing my ankles, but that might not feel good to you. And the purpose for elevating our seat is so that we get a little bit more support for our back. Our back is not straight. We actually have compound curves, and we want to be able to stack our shoulders over the hips. So between the shoulders, there's a little bit of curve and then back down to the hips. So this is a vertical line from the shoulders to the hips, but then there's a little curve at the lumbar and maybe even a little bit at the thoracic, about the shoulder blade area. So just getting comfortable, shoulders can be down and back, and you're sitting up tall. We can think about the chin being parallel to the floor. So instead of our chin lifting, which is another curve in our spine, we want to have a neutral chin, and there is going to be then hopefully a little curve at the back of the neck. So it should feel easy, comfortable, not strenuous, and the shoulders are naturally drawing down towards the floor without strain away from the ears. So we just want to be relaxed so we can take just a couple of shoulder rolls back and down before we get started, just sitting up nice and tall and take in a deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Two more times. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Now bring your fingertips out to the sides. Maybe your fingers are touching the floor, or maybe you're on a chair and your hands can be to the sides. So we'll just use our fingertips to connect us to the surface that's beneath us. So in my case, it's the floor. Your case, it might be a chair. So feel that connection. You might even push down a little bit so that you feel a little bit more length coming through your torso, through your spine. And this is going to help lift you up a little bit taller. So again, without strain, just find tall spine and a full breath in, feeling the whole length of that torso, length of your spine, and then also thinking about breathing out. So finding all dimensions, front, sides, and back. In through your nose if your sinuses are clear. Two more breaths here, breathing in, feeling your heart, your chest lift as your ribs expand sideways and release. Let's do two more breaths. The last breath. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and begin some movement. So placing your hands in front of your chest, maybe your heels of the hands touching, your fingertips touching. Take a deep breath in here as you lift your chest into your thumbs. On your exhalation, bring those arms forward and you're kind of rounding your spine. So if I turn to the side, you're going to look kind of like this, rounding. Inhaling to open your arms and your chest moves forward, your arms move back. Exhaling, rounding back, bringing those arms forward, and then bring your hands in front of your chest, sitting up nice and tall. Let's repeat that. Inhaling, lifting tall, and exhaling, reaching forward. Think about a little bit of abdominal engagement there. Inhaling, opening up your arms and lifting your chest. Exhaling, bringing those arms forward, palms together. Inhaling, hands to the heart. Exhale, arms forward. Inhale, opening the arms. Exhale, arms forward. Inhale, hands to heart. And let's just keep going. You can go at your own pace, follow along with mine, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. Ideally, you're working at your own pace. You might be slower or faster than me. Really, this practice is really about autonomy, sovereignty. And one more round. All right, wonderful. And then release your hands. We're going to go ahead and come to a tabletop position just briefly. So, placing those hands under your shoulders and knees under the hips. And tuck your toes under and lift or send your hips back towards the heels and push into your hands. We're going to lift the hips up from here, downward facing dog. Oh, just stretch out those legs. Maybe lifting the heels one at a time into the first downward dog. So hopefully we warmed up our upper body enough. Now let's warm up that lower body. So moving through the ankles, the knees, maybe even moving your hips side to side. Just creating some kind of movement through that lower body. Now if this puts any strain on your wrist, then move your hips up and back a little bit more so that there's less strain on the wrists. All right, let's walk our hands forward to the hands, our feet forward to the hands, excuse me. And then placing the hands on the, excuse me, placing your hands on your shins, lengthen out your spine. And then release your head over your legs again. Bend your knees. Let's rise all the way up to sun salutation. Palms coming together in front of the heart. We're going to do some warm up with some sun salutations today. So facing the short edge of your mat, inhaling, bringing those arms up overhead. Bend your knees. Exhale, arms go out and wide, touching to the floor or the legs, or if you had blocks or that stool. So that's where you can use that.
Lengthen out your spine and your torso, and then release forward over your legs. Now, if you're using blocks, you can bring them here to the long side and step one leg back, coming into a lunge. You can bring the blocks alongside of the front foot and look forward. With your next breath, push off and bring that back foot forward. Lift up halfway, hands onto the shins or the floor. Exhale and fold. Stepping your other leg back into a lunge, looking forward and push down into that front foot. You want to have your knee over your ankle here. And let's push off, step forward and fold over your legs. Come halfway, lifting your hands to the shins, looking down. Exhale and fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up to standing, palms together, and hands to the heart. We will repeat that again. So, this is a form of sun salutation. We're going to add on to this in a moment. So, let's do that one more time so we get the hang of it. Arms to the side, standing tall. Your next inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, soft bend in the knees to fold forward over your legs. Bring your hands to your legs or the blocks, lifting halfway. And your exhale, fold all of the way. Hands to the floor or the blocks, step one leg back and look forward. Step that back foot forward and fold. Lift halfway, hands to the shins again, and then fold all of the way. Step your other leg back to a lunge. Look forward. Step that back foot forward and fold. Lift halfway, lengthen out, and then fold all the way. Continue lengthening. You might have a bend in those knees. Look forward, dropping your hips, rise up to standing, reaching the arms up, and then bringing the hands to the heart. All right, we're going to add on to that. So release the arms down. Let's just find our mountain pose for a moment, just finding the length of your spine, your whole body, feeling those feet underneath you and coming in contact with the floor. With your next inhale, stretch those arms up. Maybe look up. Maybe the hands touch. Exhale, bend the knees, tip forward, arms wide, and release your head and hands. Lift halfway, lengthening out, tucking that chin. Exhale, fold over your legs. Hands to the floor or blocks. Left or one leg goes back and look forward. Now, we're going to bring your hands up upright. This is our high crescent. So arms are going to come forward. Little challenge here, right? Arms come up now. So this is a crescent lunge. You're going to reach up and try not to look at me now. Now look up maybe to the sky or the ceiling or maybe up to your fingers. Whoo, that's a big one. Okay, bring your hands down back to your leg or to the floor. Take a moment to catch your breath. Push off of that back foot and come into your forward fold again. Lengthen your torso and then fold over your legs. Step your other leg back. Get really long as you can. Really press down into those feet. Use your hands to assist yourself up for that crescent lunge. Again, as you bring those arms up now, look either at your hands or to the ceiling and breathe. One more breath here. It's unstable, but find the stability within the instability. All right, and then take your hands down to the ground or the blocks. All right, step forward again and fold, releasing your head. Let's lift halfway, looking straight down. So your long neck, long spine, and release over those legs. Bend your knees, arms wide as your arms lift you, come up to standing, and then hands coming to the heart. And release those arms. Let's take a breath. Maybe breathing out through the mouth. And just looking either straight ahead or down or up and just scanning your body briefly before we move on. So I want you to feel your feet underneath you, feel the energy. Maybe there's tingling in the legs, maybe tingling in the fingers. Breathing in
from the feet to the top of your head, and then breathing back down to your feet. Let's take one more long breath in. Feel the whole length of the body, shoulders back and down. Exhale back down into your feet. Oh, let's just do one more. Breathing in all the way to the top of your head, maybe shoulders back. Exhale back down to those feet. All right, nice job, yogis. Let's go ahead and add on to this. We'll do one more round of the sun salutations with one additional posture. Inhale, bring those arms up. Look up at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forward over your legs. Lift halfway with your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold all the way. Maybe you still have those knees bent to support your back. Stepping one leg back into that crescent lunge. Push down, assist yourself up. Might feel a little easier this time as those arms come up. Crescent lunge, pressing out through that back heel. Good. Now bring your hands back down to the mat or the floor. Now you're going to twist towards that front leg. You're going to open up the fingers and the arms. So you may be looking away from me, and that's fine. You're just reaching up now, looking up to the ceiling. And then lower your hand down. Get long again. And then step that back foot forward and fold. Release your head. All right. Lift and lengthen. Fold forward. Stepping your other leg back. Get stable. Get steady. And then let's come up to our crescent lunge. Arms lift. Maybe you come lower, or maybe you actually look up this time because you feel more stable. But otherwise, track sensations. You can have your knee down to the ground and take your hands down to the ground now, looking forward. Option to have that back knee down on the ground. Otherwise, we're going to twist the front knee, reaching those fingers up. Sending your gaze forward or up, reaching out through the legs and arms. Bringing your hand back down. Okay. If you're using blocks, move them to the side. Press back into a plank pose. All right. Option, knees to the ground. Another option is your forearms come down. That's another option if you have wrist strain. So wherever you've landed, yogis, let's breathe 2 more breaths. Last breath. Nice job. All right, bring your knees down to the floor. Let's come all the way down to our stomach. Your hands come back behind your shoulders, elbows more or less at a 90-degree angle. And then lift your chest, press your hips down. Elbows stay bent for a cobra position. If you want more intensity, you straighten your arms and you lift your hips into an upward dog. And then release back down, resting your head on your hands and taking some deep breaths in towards your abdomen. So abdominal breath can help to release back tension. It can also help to calm the nervous system. So, just meeting yourself where you're at for 3 more breaths. Maybe breathing through your nose. 2 more breaths. And last breath. All right, bringing those hands back behind the shoulders again, pressing up into a plank or tabletop. So you can come right from here to plank or work your way up to a tabletop. Okay, and let's move those hips back and up then for downward dog. Stretching out, full body traction here. Pushing down into the hands, those heels towards the ground. Arms long, legs long. All right, nice job, yogis. Let's walk the feet to the hands, forward fold, and come up halfway.
And fold all of the way, bending the knees. Those arms go out wide, lifting you up all the way to mountain, and then hands coming to the heart. All right, let's do a couple of warrior poses. So stepping your legs out wide, parallel the feet, and open your arms. So facing the long edge of your mat, circle the wrists. Other way. And then turning your leg out towards the floor plant, opening those arms. And then look over your front foot and bend your knee to warrior two. With your next inhale, sun warrior, wrapping that back arm around. Side angle, reaching forward, elbow to thigh, arm next to ear. Back up to reverse warrior. Option is to come lower in the leg. Otherwise, you can stay up to meet yourself where that is. And let's straighten out. Keeping this leg straight, you're going to reach up and come into triangle pose. Taking those arms wide and apart. Pushing down into the feet. We'll bring both arms up and release feet forward. Now, depending on how you're feeling, you might have to narrow the stance a little bit or go wider. So that's an option. You could have a narrower stance and not bend your knees deeply, or you could go quite wide and bend your knee quite deeply. So that's an option. So turn to the plant stand, and we're going to bend that knee deeply for warrior two. Again, to go just whatever level you'd like. Wrap your right arm around or one arm around sun warrior. Use your breath coming into side angle, forearm to leg. All right, back up to reverse, straightening up that leg. Let's find our triangle. Reaching, reaching, reaching to find triangle. Hand can be on your leg or the floor. You could also have your hand here if this is pretty. This can feel really intense, but hopefully it feels stable. If you don't feel stable, think about pressing your feet down. All right, let's come up and turn your feet forward and then walk those feet in and bringing them about hip distance apart. All right, how are we doing? Let's take a moment of pause at ease and maybe eyes open or closed. Just breathing in from the soles of the feet to the top of your head and back down to the soles of the feet. Inhaling from the soles to the crown, exhaling to the feet. 2 more times, inhaling up and exhaling down. Last one. Very nice. All right. Our one balance pose today is tree. So you could find yourself near a wall or a piece of furniture. Let's start to shift our weight into one foot. And as you do that, get really tall. So tall that you feel like your one foot is rooting down. Take your opposite foot. Your heel can come to your ankle. You can bring your foot to your inner shin or bring it up even higher for a different version of tree. And then hands can be anywhere. You can bring those arms up. Wobbling is normal. Hands to the heart, or even just resting your hands on your legs. One hand, you could have even something, you could be holding on to something, both hands. Just get really tall. Breathe and then come on down. Okay. We're not meant to stand on one foot, but it's really important that we learn just to balance because it's helping us strengthen through our midsection. Our core gets stronger. We trip less. We fall less. Our hips get stronger. All of these things are really important through life. All right, so let's shift our weight to the other leg and then heel comes to the ankle, foot to the calf,
or above the knee. Again, choosing any arm position. Sometimes being off of carpet or being off of your mat can also really help with this. So, those are some variations. Just having a little bit more sturdier surface underneath you can really be helpful. Okay, nice job. A big sigh there because sometimes standing on one foot can be stressful. Do you find yourself holding your breath? Likely so, and you don't realize it. All right, nice job. Let's finish up with a little core work here. So, coming to the front edge of your mat, inhaling, bringing those arms up, and exhaling, forward folding. All right, you're going to walk the hands behind you, drop your hips down to the mat, and tuck your knees right into the chest, stretching out the back here. You can hold on to the back of your legs if you like. And from this place, we're going to start to lean back. So you're kind of dropping back on towards the back, not on the tailbone. And you might bring the legs up and then open your chest a little bit. You can have you keep your hands behind your legs. Maybe your legs go straight. Maybe your arms go straight. Using your core. If this bothers your back, just hold on to the back of your legs, but really think about those abdominals being engaged. So we can make a shushing sound. All right, take it down, all the way down onto your back, and draw one knee into your chest. We've arrived at our stretch session. Good for hamstrings, back, everything. All right, let's take that same leg now up towards the ceiling. You can hold on anywhere along the back of your leg or your foot, even if you can reach your foot. Sometimes it's just a matter of proportions, not necessarily flexibility. If you want more intensity, then straighten out that bottom leg for an increased sensation. All the while just tracking sensation for release or for possible uh, um, damage. You don't want to tear anything, right? So you're just tracking to see, is the intensity, is it increasing or is it decreasing? Have I met my range and can I stay there and breathe a little bit? And over time, you'll find that your range gets to be greater. Let's take that same leg, bring it across our torso for a twist, and you can hold on to the inside or the outside of your leg and turn your head to the side. Now, I like to stop about halfway rather than rolling all the way on to my side. Being on the back actually feels more supportive for my back versus being all the way onto my side. It will increase the intensity. For me, it does, but you can explore for yourself. All right, and then come back to center. We're going to take that same leg and come into figure 4. So that ankle comes onto the bottom knee. Your foot can be on the floor or not. You can have your hands behind your leg or on your shin, threading through your arms there. All right, let's take that down. Feet to the floor, knees resting against one another, and just rest here. All right, let's switch sides. So your other leg going up towards the ceiling, maybe the bottom leg going straight. each side's going to be different, and we need to, you know, we may or may not know why, right? If you've had surgery or injuries, or maybe we tend to favor one side over another. That's always a possibility. And again, maybe it's over time where you can find that the sensation decreases so you can change the positioning if you're looking for more of a sensation. All right, let's take that leg across. You can look in the opposite direction. Coming on back for that figure four, ankle onto the knee, maybe knees towards chest. All right, and taking those feet down to the ground, letting those knees fall together again. And we'll bring the arms across our chest, grabbing opposite shoulders. And sometimes just kind of rocking back and forth, side to side, can help release any tension along the spine. And now turn your head to one side, getting a stretch for the neck. You could even place your top hand on your neck if you have any neck pain there, massaging your neck a little bit. And turn your head to the other side. Back to center, change the cross of your arms. Again, turning your head to one side, using that top hand to kind of massage the other side of the neck. And then turning your head to the other side. And coming back to center. All right, roll to your side with your head resting on your arm or on that blanket or pillow. And you're going to grab your top ankle. So bring your knees up close, grab your ankle or shin for a quad stretch. Your leg's going to go back. Oh, yeah, getting a nice quad stretch. And you get a shoulder stretch. So it's 2 for 1. And release that. And we'll take our top arm, bring it up overhead, and come into a twist. Using that bottom hand to hold on to your top knee. Just for about 3 breaths, you can think about shimmying your shoulder towards your knee so that you open up a little bit more into the twist. And again, if that feels okay, then stay there. Otherwise, Release some of the twist by lifting your knees up higher. One more breath. All right, and then coming to your side, pressing up. We'll do that sequence on the other side. So coming down onto your side, knees out in front, grabbing your shin, ankle or foot, quad stretch, leg behind. One of my favorite stretches. And then bringing that knee in front, taking your top arm, circle up overhead, and your bottom arm comes to your knee. And coming back onto your side and pausing. So, a sideline final relaxation is an option. Otherwise, you can come into a seated position or come onto your back. We can do one last thing by bringing both knees into the chest if you're coming onto your back. And maybe there's a little bit of movement side to side, back and forth. And then, if you're ready to release down, finding a comfortable resting place for about a 5-minute meditation. I'll lead you through a body scan to support you in just recovering, or if you have any pain, can be really beneficial. So, if you're comfortable, see if you can get even just a little bit more comfortable. And once you get comfortable, notice the surface beneath you. Notice the parts of your body that are supported by that surface, places that are connected. And allowing your body to maybe release a little bit more, and we'll do so progressively. So, starting to bring your awareness now inwardly, sensing the hinges of your jaw, even by just noticing that, you might find a little bit of release. Noticing the inside of your mouth, the roof of your mouth, and the tongue. Noticing your eyes, your eyelids, your forehead, your ears, your head, noticing your throat and the air passing through. Noticing your shoulders, your arms, and your hands. Noticing your torso, breathing. Noticing your back. Noticing your hips. And noticing your legs. Noticing your feet. And now noticing your whole body from the soles of your feet up your legs, your hips, your torso, your arms, and your head. Noticing the front of your body, the sides of your body, the back of your body. Noticing the shape of your body. Noticing the inside of your body, the space inside of you. Noticing the space above your body, the area to the sides of your body, and the area beneath your body. And just breathing here for several more breaths, feeling how breath moves in and breath moves out. How your body breathes naturally without forcing anything or changing anything. Just allowing breath to flow in and out. Feel that smooth breath, soft, quiet. Feel the ease in which you breathe. Feel that ease in which you receive breath. Feel that ease in which you let out breath. Two more cycles of easy breath flowing in and out. And final breath in this practice. And then just feeling your whole body at ease. Being aware of any thoughts coming and going, the sound of my voice. Being aware of this present moment and all that is. And begin now to awaken to the sounds in the room that you're in. The distant sounds, maybe the more immediate sounds, and maybe even hearing the sound of your breath. And then awakening to any other sensations in the room, blinking your eyes open and closed. To awaken to the colors and the light that's in your surroundings. And when you feel ready to do so, begin some movement, the fingers, the toes, maybe turning your head side to side, whatever brings you back to life in this place of stillness. And when you feel ready, if you feel ready to emerge, coming either to a seated position, to standing, whatever you like, to close our time. I just want to thank you all for being here today. It's been an honor to guide you in today's yoga session. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And you can also reach out to us by clicking the link below or contacting us via phone or email. I look forward to seeing you next time. Be well, take good care of yourself. Until I see you next time, have a great day.